Welcome to Fuddled Fox FM and this Football Manager 2017 experiment. In today's experiment, we're having a look at what would happen if the Premier League had a handicapping system in place. So what I've done is I've taken everyone's points from last season and I've totaled up how far they were away from the relegation zone, or more specifically Newcastle, who finished 18th and had 37 points. Then the distance they were from the relegation zone, I've then given those points as a minus total. So we've got the three newly promoted sides, Burnley, Hull and Middlesbrough, all start on 0 points. So they've got that head start straight away. Sunderland were then 2 points above the relegation zone, so they start on -2. Bournemouth start on -5, as do Crystal Palace. West Brom start on -6. Watford start on -8. Everton and Swansea on -10. Chelsea start on -13, so they've got quite a head start over a lot of the other big boys. Stoke start on -14, Liverpool start on -23, West Ham -25, Southampton -26, Man City -29, as was Manchester United. Tottenham start on -33, Arsenal -34. And Leicester have got the biggest challenge of all, starting on -44. So they're going to have to do pretty special things again this season just to stay up, I would say. Going to need to score probably 80 points in total to try and stay up. So what I will do is I will holiday through the season and we'll see if the big boys can get the points they need to stay up. Maybe see if Chelsea can overhaul that 13-point deficit on some of these teams up here and win the title. Can Burnley or Hull or Middlesbrough win the title with a points advantage, or even Sunderland on a -2? So we'll have a look and I'll be back in just a moment. So that's it, the season is done. Manchester United are the champions, finished on the same points as Liverpool and Sunderland, but they win it on goal difference, and quite clearly on goal difference as well. 11 goals clear of Liverpool, 39 goals clear of Sunderland. They scored a total of 84 points in the season, so they would have won the title anyway. Liverpool performed really well as well. They scored 78 points, having started on -23, so good season for them, and they would have made top 4. Sunderland as well, really good season for them, scoring 57 points in total this season, 17 wins, so really good mid-table performance by Sunderland. They're probably the team that have performed most above expectations in this experiment. Watford made the top 4, scoring 56 points across the season, 15 wins, 11 draws, so good season for them. Arsenal did well, making up 34 points they had deducted. They scored a total of 80 points, so they would have finished second in the league without the deductions. Chelsea really disappointed me. Only 14 wins all season, unbelievable 16 draws. They started with -13 points, and to be honest, I thought they were going to be one of the title contenders and be right up there, but they only actually scored 58 points in total this season, and really not good enough from them. Expected a lot more from Chelsea. Bournemouth did okay, mid-table really for them. They scored 50 points in total, having started on -5, so 7th place finish for them. Man City, by their standards, not great, finishing in 8th. They scored 72 points this season, so they would have just scraped in 4th place. Not the best season for Man City. They would have expected a bit more than that, I think. Swansea, decent sort of mid-table season for them. They scored 48 points. Then come Tottenham in 10th place, 70 points this season they scored, so they would have finished 5th without the deductions. As it was, they finished 10th. They had 21 wins, 7 draws, so a good season for them. Stoke, 11th, and it was a mid-table season all round really. They scored 51 points in total, so nothing spectacular from Stoke, just where you'd expect them to be. Burnley survived. They had 35 points. Interestingly, they wouldn't have survived without the deductions. They would have been relegated on 35 points. Everton scored 43 points this season to finish in 13th place. So okay, pretty average from them. Mid-table stuff, maybe they might have expected a little bit better. Then interestingly, West Brom and Crystal Palace both finished in exactly the same positions as they did the previous season, 14th and 15th. West Brom scored 38 points this season. They'd had a 6-point deduction at the start of the season. And Crystal Palace scored 37 points, having started with a 5-point deduction this season. So bang average seasons for them really. They would have just about stayed up as it was without the deductions. Hull had 31 points, they stayed up. They would have been relegated with that total. They'd have finished second bottom in the season without the deductions, so not the best season from them, but possibly to be expected. Southampton, they were okay. They had quite a big points deduction at the start of the season with 26, and they scored 52 points this season, so they would have been comfortably mid-table had it not been for the deductions. Middlesbrough then, really poor season, would have finished bottom of the league. Only won 4 games all season, 13 draws, 25 points. There would have been 12 points from safety had there been no deductions. West Ham also relegated, had 18 points. They had a 25-point deduction, which they just couldn't make up enough points over the season. Not the best season from them really, only 11 wins, 10 draws. You would have expected a little bit more from them, so they don't survive. Then Leicester, they had the biggest deduction of all, obviously, from being champions last season. 44 points they had deducted at the start of the season. They scored 51 points in total, which would have got them comfortably mid-table any other season, but unfortunately for them, they only finished on 7 points and finished bottom of the league and were relegated. So I think the teams, I think Manchester United, you've got to look at them, really good performance, 84 points, would have been champions anyway, so thoroughly deserved them lifting the title. Sunderland, I think, were the standout team for me, performed really well this season, well above expectations. I was expecting them to be down around mid-table maybe. I didn't expect them to go down, having only had a 2-point deduction at the start of the season, but I certainly didn't expect them to come in 3rd place and to have scored 55 points. Disappointments for me, definitely Chelsea. As I said earlier, I thought they'd be challenging for the title. Thought Man City could have done a little bit better as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put where everybody would have finished without the points deductions down in the description. Put the final table down there so that you can have a look at that if you want to know where they would have come without the deductions. I'm going to put this database onto Steam for you to download if you want to play through this season with the points deductions. Unfortunately, they don't carry on to the next season and the season after that. There's no way of doing that, I don't think, on the editor, but you can certainly play one season. It certainly mixes things up a little bit in terms of teams getting into Europe, teams being relegated as well. So the link to that will be down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe. I've got a couple of other experiments on this channel as well, and I've got a journeyman save going on at the moment as well. So I'm Fuddled Fox FM, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.